it would be my recommendation not to be protesting at this time.
But call it off completely. The event, don't run the event, don't do it at all.
Well, that's what I'm advising. I'm advising people not to attend. There are other ways to protest.
You have the power, under the state of emergency, do you have the power to order it to be stopped?
Well, my role is to inform the public health directions that are made. The public health directions have it laid out. A gathering of 20 is not allowed under the state of emergency.
If more than 10,000 people gather in the city, is it inevitable that we're going to get some kind of spike?
No, I don't think it's inevitable that we'll have a spike. We've gotten transmission down to extremely low levels, and it may be that there is no one there with coronavirus. But obviously, the greater the numbers that gather together, the greater the opportunity there is for one of those individuals or more to be there with coronavirus and to be infectious and to transmit to others.
Have you sought to reach out to the organisers, the Warriors of the Aboriginal Resistance, to plead with them personally to say, please don't hold this event?
I haven't. I know that the police are engaged in those discussions and more broadly across government.
Given the protest is about police attitudes towards Indigenous people, wouldn't it be better coming from a public health official? Will you seek to do that?
I'm happy to be engaged with them if they want to have my personal view provided very directly. I'm very happy to be involved.
You've got an opportunity now. Do you want us to send them a message?
Well, I've given my message yesterday. I've reinforced it this morning. My advice is this does potentially put at risk the people who attend, the broader community. And I would say there are other ways to express your passions and feelings and protests that don't involve coming together in a setting that provides a public health risk.
Should the organisers and those that attend ignore your pleas? What is your advice to those who do decide to attend? Should they wear a mask? Should they wear gloves? What should they do?
Of course, if people are attending, if people are going to ignore the advice to stay away, I would always say keep 1.5 metres distance from others. Make sure that you are not sharing items. Make sure that if there's someone who is unwell there, that you tell them to go. If you're unwell, please don't attend. And carry hand gel and don't touch your face. These are messages for all Victorians. It absolutely applies in a mass gathering setting.
What about a mask? Should people wear masks?
Look, I think they probably should. But I understand there'll be people there who are wanting to shout, who are wanting to use a megaphone. That's why this is a risk. There'll be a lot of vocal protesting. That's what protests do. So that adds to my concern about the risk of transmission.
There's reports today too that spitting could be potentially involved towards the police. How concerning is that to you?
Look, I don't think people should be there. That's my definitive advice. The potential for other actions is really a matter for police, and they'll enforce it as they see fit.
Would you like to see, police have already indicated they're not going to fine people for social distancing.
I understand that the police have said that they have a discretion to fine. They will use that discretion appropriately. So I think it really is an operational matter for police. I can't comment on whether fines should or shouldn't be issued. They understand the public health directions that are in place as well as anyone, and they will use their discretion with respect to fines.
Are you worried that sends the wrong message? I mean, you've urged, and I suppose you can, in your way, order, but they're not backing it up.
Well, it is an operational matter for police. They will make judgments. They understand the situation in terms of enforcement better than anyone. They will be there on the day. My advice has remained unchanged.
We've seen protests and marches unfolding around the world in the past week. Has your team taken any lessons from those in terms of preventing coronavirus risks?
Well, I think the protests that have occurred in the United States are of particular concern because there's so much transmission of coronavirus that's present in the US at the moment. They've got, close to 2 million cases there. There will be so many infectious individuals on the streets in the US that I think the mass protests there have genuine potential to kick off further cases. I think, we all understand that mass gatherings are a risk, and it doesn't matter in Australia or the US. I think, our lessons are that we need to go through a period where we see genuine elimination of the virus, where we can have an assurance that mass gatherings can occur again.
74 active cases of coronavirus in Victoria, and in Queensland there's only 3. Is this virus getting away from Victoria?
No, look, the majority of cases that are active in Victoria are in hotel quarantine. As I've said before, we kind of host for half of the country. They have to go through their quarantine period as international travellers before they travel on to other states where they're resident. Those individuals, the majority of those, are in a setting where they won't transmit to others. So, no, I'm not concerned about the number of active cases.
Can you tell us how many of those 74 active cases are not in a hotel quarantine? Do you know that?
I think it's something like 40 that are in hotel quarantine, so it'll be 30, 34 or thereabouts that are in hospital or home isolation.
Have you provided any advice to the Premier or Minister Makakos regarding tomorrow's rally? What conversations have you had with them?
Yeah, we've had discussions. The Minister and I are on the same page with respect to the potential public health risk, and Minister Makakos totally backs my view that now is not the time for protests to occur.